What's up, all you revolutionaries out there in the YouTubeosphere? It is Relentless, and I am here to bring you yet another Division build video. But before I hop into this video, I want to point out the links in the description below. The most important one I want to point out is the Revolution Gaming Facebook community, the most awesome, non-toxic community out there on all things gaming, not just Division. But we do have lots of people on Division, Call of Duty, Destiny, you name it. We're always there to help out whenever and however we can. So if you're looking for people to join up with and game with, or just have a open discussion as far as about certain builds or certain games or upcoming games, then go check them out. And also, there is a giveaway going on right now with PS4 Pro or Xbox One. Just click on the Gleam link in the description and follow the steps, and you'll be entered to win. But without further ado, let's hop into this build. Now in this build, we are utilizing the Ninja Bike Messenger Bag. And that's a long name. I'm just going to start calling it the Wildcard Bag. Because basically, if you don't know now, then now you will. It's a wild card. So if you have 3 of one specific gear set, such as I have the Predator's mark there, that will count as an extra one for 4. And I have 2 alpha, and then it intertwines with the wildcard bag, and that makes it 3 alpha. So let's go over the talents in case you don't know for the alpha. 2-piece alpha is 100% health regen. 3-piece is a 5% weapon bonus. Now let's go over the Predator's mark. 2-piece is 10% reload speed, and then the 3-piece is 8% assault rifle damage and 8% SMG damage. Now let's go over the gear, then we'll go over the weapons, then we'll go over the character sheet, and then we will go into the talents that I will be actually using. First, we'll start off with the Alpha Bridge chest piece. Good armor roll, good firearms roll, exotic damage resilience, and health, 15,855. If you're able to, skill haste also works out real nice here. And then the minor attributes, I'd prefer ammo capacity, but if you have ammo capacity on your backpack, then you should be just fine. But if you have like an Alpha Bridge build, or if you're just running 2 of the same type weapons, then you would definitely want ammo capacity on your chest piece and in your backpack. And in the mod slots, I have 263 firearms and 266 firearms, and both with crit chance. Because for this build, we are primarily going for crit chance, but not solely. There still needs to be some tweaks to it, but I'll get to it once we come across them. Going on to the mask, we have 994, good armor roll. It's low on the firearms roll. I wish it would be at least 1250, because usually if the main stat is not 1250 and it doesn't have the armor that I would like, then this is just what I call a filler piece that just more or less reflects of what the things I would want. So in this case, I would definitely want a higher armor roll. And in the majors, crit chance, and the minors, increased kill XP, that doesn't really matter. If you would prefer more skill power and you're not relying on too much on the crit, then you could put skill power in the major attribute spot. And in the mod slot, we have stamina and skill power, and this is the only stamina mod that is in this build, due to the fact I just needed a few more points on my stamina to actually unlock certain talents on my weapons. But we'll get to that also in just a moment. Moving on to the knee pads. Good armor roll, good firearms roll, major attributes, health, and the minors, damage to elites, increased kill XP, and bleed resistance. Instead of the first 2, instead of damage to elites, I would rather have fire resistance, and also shock resistance will be my go-tos in those minor attributes. And then in my mod slots, we have 261 firearms with 1% crit chance and first aid self-heal. Now let's go on to the holster. Good base values in the major attributes, the main stats I should say, at 1267 and another 1267, and then 1266 in electronics. Decent armor roll. I wish it was a little bit higher, such as the final measure ones over there, like at 991. That would be awesome. And then the major attribute spot, I have 7890. Instead of this major attribute being health, I'd prefer it also being crit chance. And in the mod slot, we'll have a first aid self-heal. Moving on to the gloves, 994. Base armor, which is good value, 1250, and firearms, SMG damage, crit hit chance, and crit hit damage. Now moving on to the wild card, or aka the Ninja Bike Messenger Bag. We have 1148 armor, which is a little on the low side, so I'm currently grinding for another, so this is a filler piece that'll just have to do for now to get this demonstration and this build video and the idea of it out there. Firearms as the role. Major attribute is skill power. I'd prefer this being health, and the reason that being health, that would put me up around 195 to 96k toughness, and then you could take away the almost 8,000 in health on the holster and have the crit chance there, but yet still be at 295 toughness, and I always want to stay around 300k. And the minor attributes is the ammo capacity, and in the mod slots, 259 firearms with crit chance and 2 first aid self-heals. Now let's go on to the weapons. As you can see, I needed 2874 to unlock the responsive talent on this particular weapon, so therefore I had to throw that mod in there because I was just a couple off from hitting that stamina goal. But as you can see, it has responsive, deadly, and fierce. And the magazine is magazine size, crit hit damage, crit hit chance. And the small optics, the trifecta, crit hit damage, headshot damage, crit hit chance. The small muzzle is crit hit damage, crit hit chance, stability. And in the underbarrel is crit hit damage, reload speed, and stability. Now moving on to the MP7. With deadly, responsive, and unforgiving, with magazine size, crit hit chance, crit hit damage, and the optics, crit hit damage, crit hit chance, headshot damage. In the muzzle we have crit hit damage, headshot damage, and crit hit chance. And the small underbarrel we have crit hit damage, optimal range, and accuracy. Now while we're here, let's hop over to the character sheet. 47% crit hit chance and 116% crit hit damage with only 55% headshot damage. Now moving on to the MP7. It didn't change it for me. Sorry about that. 41.5% crit hit chance and 112% crit hit damage. Now before we go on to the talents I'm using, let's look at the base damage it'll actually do with its crits reflected. 56.9k crit to the body, 26.3 non-crit. Now to the head, 71.5k to the head crit, non-crit 40,990. Now on to the MP7. 28.6 to the body. That can't be right. Stop bleeding, dummy. Get it? It's a dummy. 23.7 non-crit to the body. And 50.4k crit to the body. 65 crit to the head. 38k non-crit to the head. But there you have it. Now let's go over the talents that I use with this and the reasoning why. Triage. Heal an ally with a skill to reduce skill cooldowns by 15%. Now necessarily you wouldn't be running technically this build in the DZ solo without little tweaks here and there, but since I primarily run as a duo, but as of late I'm running with subs and other members from the Revolution gaming community. We are, it's 1.7 global event and we've been grinding, so therefore I have triage on that reduces my skill cooldowns. Then also I have shrapnel. Due to the 4-piece of Predator's Mark, applying bleed to any target triggers a 30% chance per each target to 10-meter radius. So in essence, you put bleed on one, then it could spread to the others, and you have a 30% chance of that happening as long as they're in a 10-meter radius. And then we have Combat Medic. Use a medic kit near allies to heal group members and proxies within 20 meters by 40%. And then we have Strike Back. Reach low health to reduce active skill cooldowns by 20%. Well, that's going to do it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this build. And if in case you're wondering, this outfit that I currently have on is for the most part, the Seeker set, which is the shoes, the shirt, and the pants. And then I actually have the Tactician's hat on, in case you were wondering. But if you enjoyed the build and it's been informative to you, I tried to cover everything and explain everything as much as possible, then please ground and pound that like button. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed the content, then please ground and pound that sub button. Also, you can click on the notification bell and you'll be instantly notified when I live stream or when I have new videos that come available. But thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll see you fudging later.